Casual Gamer Oz here with F1 2017 Career Mode Season 8, Ferrari driver Ben Waterworth, Round 18, the Mexican Grand Prix. Let's get into a wet qualifying, and disappointing to see a wet qualifying here because I do love this circuit, and we've never gotten pole here in Mexico. So there's an interesting fact for you. It's our 200th Grand Prix on Casual Gamer Oz, of course including the Grand Prix that we did have, the 21 Grand Prix that we did have on F1 2016. We had 42 there in total, and obviously we have 20 here a season on F1 2017. So happy 200th Grand Prix to me. We have not had the best track records in our anniversary race, in our 100th one also in Mexico back in Season 3 here on F1 2017. We qualified 17th and we were taken out in that first corner. But again, that was our last retirement, our last official retirement until last season. So we went on a very long streak there. Obviously we had about a season and a half with some flashback assistance, but you know, before we started using the flashbacks, we actually did do very well in terms of consecutive race finishes. So not taking that away from myself, as we try and find enough pace here in Mexico to hold on to this pole position, which again, it's very dicey coming through this section. The car's sliding around a lot, and I feel as though we're going to get overtaken anytime soon here coming into the baseball section. I've got a bit of a lead over Lewis Hamilton, but we often lose time in this stadium. That's generally where we've always lost our time. We've run ourselves slightly ragged there. Come around this corner here. Have we done enough to hold on to pole position? Our very first in Mexico. We look like we might just miss out. I don't know where the ghost car's gone. We've dropped to third. We have. Oh, devastation on the line. I love how Jeff finds third place disappointing. Bugger. Again, it's just all in that stadium that we lose it. But get ready for this, folks, because if you're just tuning in for the very first time here in F1 2017 for Casual Gamer Oz, just a few things on the line here. If we win this race, it will be the first time we have ever won 4 of the same Grand Prix in a row. If we win this race, it'll be our 14th victory of the season, creating a brand new record for most wins in a Formula 1 season. And if we win this race, it will be our 2nd World Championship. We will clinch the World Drivers' Championship, and we will be a 2-time Formula 1 World Champion. Alrighty, here we go. Let's get into this 200th race. And it's not just if we win this race for that to happen. If we finish 11 points higher than Sebastian Vettel, we also win the World Championship. So essentially, we can finish in 3rd or higher, we are World Champion. That's simple. If we finish 4th and Vettel wins, then we take it on to Brazil. But, yep, simple equation for the World Championship at least. 3rd or higher, we are World Champion. 200th Grand Prix. As we said, our 100th Grand Prix did not even last first corner. Sure. Alright, let's do this. A lot on the line here in Mexico. A lot on the line. And we're about to see if that line can bring us some glory here in Mexico City. Decentish start. We're going to find a gap there between Hamilton and Vettel, are we? Are we going to find the gap straight between the two of them? Oh, my goodness. That was a tight little gap, and somehow we squeezed through it there. My heart was in my mouth there. Oh, that felt good. It was closing and closing and closing in on me as I went into turn 1. And I decided to stick with it. Obviously, I can be a bit more riskier than those two can be, given that I've got all of this stuff in advantage that can kind of help me towards this race. But, whew, that's how you take the lead of the Mexican Grand Prix, folks. You just put your balls to the line, and that is how you can do it. And from 3rd to 1st in the first corner, and we streak ahead already. So we head now into the baseball stadium for the very first time. It's our 200th Grand Prix on Casual Gamer Oz. It's been great if you've been watching every single one of these. Shedmeister, haven't heard from you in a while. but I hope you're enjoying these if you're still watching them. We cross the line in front, and we already streak well clear of Seb Vettel. I think also if we get a 1-2 here, we clinch the Constructors' Championship. So basically, a shitload of things happen, and realistically, the last 2 Grand Prix become obsolete, but not really. I'm going to still try and win them, because I want to win Abu Dhabi. I've never won in Abu Dhabi before. We want to get the R&D points to keep on making this car pretty darn good heading into our last 2 seasons. Our goal for next season, of course, will be to win our 3rd championship. I want to win back-to-back championships. I want to try and win as many races as I can. I want to win the opening 5, and obviously can we win the streak of the next 9, and then the final 4. So it's only really Suzuka and Monaco that I should ever lose in a season. Mainly Monaco, because again, I feel like I can possibly sneak through for a Japan victory should qualifying be dry, and we can get pole position. So just watch this space. 19 out of 20 wouldn't be too bad. Then maybe we, last season, sneaky our Monaco one to try and get 20 out of 20. I don't know if you get anything for winning 20 out of 20, but it'd just be a nice little satisfactory achievement. Across the line. And just keep it in rich mode for 1 more lap. We're 3.1 seconds clear of Vettel. And finding ourselves comfortably in control of this Grand Prix. And yeah. Been a while since we lost in Mexico. As I said, we've won the last 3 here. You actually have to go back, if that's the case, if I'm not mistaken. For our 100th Grand Prix was the last time we did not win here. And we retired, of course, from that Grand Prix. I'd have to double check that. I think there was a race in between there that we didn't win. But again, just thinking off the top of my head. Alright, I'm going to put that back into standard mode. We're not going to have enough in the tank there for rich mode to completely take us through to the end. 4.8 seconds clear at the front of the field to the last corner. Let's have a quick look at my notes on the fastest lap. No, we got 12th after our 100th, so in 100 and that'd have been 20th Grand Prix. We got 12th. I thought there was one in between hand there. And then we've won every single one since. So there you go. That is our record here. Mexico. Penultimate lap. As we obviously get ready to tick off a bunch of history here at this race. To go over it again for those of you who for some reason skipped through to this point of the video. We win this race, we are world champion for the 2nd time in Casual Gamer Oz in F1 2017. Win this race, we win our 14th race of the season, which creates a brand new record for most wins in a Formula 1 season. We win this race, we are also the World Constructors Champion. We win this race, it's 4 Grand Prix in Mexico in a row that we've won, and we win this race. It's our 200th Grand Prix that we have entered, and we win our 200th Grand Prix. So there you go. That is all that's on the line here. A lot to tick off in terms of statistics. And it looks as though this is ours to get here as we come through the last corner. Get a little bit antsy there. And we get ready to start our final lap here in Mexico. It is our final lap, Jeffrey. Thank you very much, Captain Obvious. We're not going to put it into Richmond. We have no reason to. We have a massive lead. 5.2 seconds to be completely precise at the front of the field. And this is going to be a history-making moment. Remember all those hard seasons that we basically did where we just struggled our asses off in Toro Rosso, couldn't develop the car? Well, we did, but we were developing different parts of it, which was probably a mistake to do. And we thought we would never leave Toro Rosso. We never even got an offer from Sauber or McLaren. Those hard years that we were just fighting and fighting and fighting. It took us basically adding flashbacks that we had to use them to allow us to keep our reputation up. And we accidentally won the World Championship in Season 5. Didn't plan on winning in that year, but we did anyway. But this time around, it'll be our very first World Championship without the assistance of flashbacks. Yes, I know we did use one in Azerbaijan, but even taking that one away, we still would be winning this World Championship right now. We come into this final section. We're going to win our 14th Grand Prix of the year as well, creating a brand new record. We will win the Constructors' Championship, and most importantly, in our 200th Grand Prix, we are World Champions! That's it. Cool. Thanks for your support there, Jeff.
It's been my privilege over the
and what a way to win it. Doing donuts in the stadium. And not pumping the fist or anything there, Ben. Just spinning and donuts in the stadium. Fair enough. I think we get to put the number 1 back in our car too. Maurizio, yep. Tap you on the shoulder. Give you a fist pump. 14 wins in a season too. And that is how you celebrate. We, I think, too, are very close to eclipsing our best ever total in the season of 378 points. So we'll see how that fares to us. And why are we seeing an 18th place Marcus Ericsson? We don't give a shit about you. Yep. There we go. Very happy team there.
So then, it's time to see how this result affects the Drivers' Championship.
This
also
thing
means
too.
that there's no catching our leader anymore, and we crown a new World
Look at
Drivers'
that,
Champion.
68 points clear, 2 rounds remaining. And we've won the Constructors.
Well, he had a great drive today. Somewhat unexpected maybe, but I'm going to go for Kevin Magnussen.
Kevin Magnussen. I just want to see this replay. I want to see this squeezing at the opening here, just to see how tight this was just outside of the cockpit view. Look at that gap there between Hamilton and Vettel. Look how close that gap is, and I find my way through it, and I just go zoom. Thank you. Beautiful. Alrighty. We're world champions, folks. World champions. And it is our second Drivers' Championship and our second Constructors' Championship. We've won the most races in a season, 14, so all it really needs to count. Can we get to the 400-point mark? I think we should be able to do that. 2 rounds remaining, Brazil, and of course Abu Dhabi. And we need to tick Abu Dhabi off our bucket list. So we've never won that race before, so stay tuned. We nearly won our rivalry. Got ourselves back into the purple zone. Cool. Oh, really? Thanks. No one here gives a shit, do they? I've won the championship, guys. Anyone? No? No? No, you don't give a shit? Crofty? Cool. Alright. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back in Brazil. Casual Gamer Oz. Like, subscribe, comment. We're world champions, folks. We'll speak to you next time. Good night.